Captain, what are you talking about? It appears to be a blackout. Everything is all black.
We ready for ya. We ready. We ready. We ready.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back. We are back. See, week 1. We got the hater here. My sister, she's a hater, but welcome in. Hopefully, KK watching. Shout out to you, KK. You're an Eagles fan, so much respect to you. But anyway, we're back. We're back for week 1. The recap, the review, to talk about the performance of that Eagles game, or that Eagles versus Packers. See what y'all think. Hey, just so you know, Joanna, if you can, please like as many times as you can on Facebook, so that we can push this show out to other people, so that they can see it on their page. So we can help the page grow. But if you could, share it out as many times as you, or like it and share it as many times as you can. But anyway, getting back to week 1. Week 1 NFL. We saw the Chiefs beat the Ravens, which, you know what, I'm not going to spend too much time on the Chiefs and the Ravens. But what kills me is that this happened last year in the playoffs with the Ravens versus the Chiefs. You get a running back. You got running backs, and this happened to the Eagles too. This is not just a Ravens thing. This is Eagles too. You get a running back, and for your running back, especially a guy like Derrick Henry, to not have as many yards or as many rushing attempts as the quarterback. Like, I don't understand that. Like, you bring Derrick Henry in to that team, which everybody was on board with. Everybody was like, "Oh man, that's a good pickup." Just not to run him. Like, I truly don't get it. Like, you get a running back, and you're supposed to run the ball. Yeah, you pissed. I'm pissed too. I'm not even that pissed, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I just don't understand the theory and the logic behind it. You get a running back like Derrick Henry, and you say, "Well, I ain't running the ball," which to me just makes like absolutely no sense at all. Um, and that's going to haunt them. And I don't know if you guys heard Derek Lively. Is that his name? I know his last name is Lively. He went on a press conference and said something about, if that's the best you got, see you in the playoffs. Good luck, dude. It just beat you to go to the Super Bowl and win one. What are you talking about? What are you thinking when you say that? Like, what is your thought process? You know what I mean? Like, that was, to me, the dumbest thing you could have probably said out of your mouth. Period. Like, now you just added more fuel to the fire, and they didn't even have Hollywood Brown. They rookie was torching him. That rookie was torching him. Isaiah, what's his name? Isaiah Worthy, or whatever, Worley, something like that. But he was torching the Ravens. And I said, when Patrick Queen left and went to Pittsburgh, that was going to be a big loss for them, and it is. It's going to hurt them. Their offensive line, the Ravens' offensive line is not wasn't as good as it should have been. I know on the right side they were talking about the right side a lot because they were getting beat like they stole something. But we saw them lose that game, and it just didn't go in the fashion that I thought it would. Because, like I said, I thought adding Derrick Henry, they would just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. But I guess if you can't protect the line, you know what I mean. You're not going to run as much, or you're not going to be as successful as you can. If you're in here, if you're new in here, please just like the video, like the live, share the live, like the live, share the live. I'm gonna keep saying that throughout the show. If you guys can help me out, that'll push the show to other people pages. You know, Facebook has an algorithm where if they see so many people liking it at the same time, they'll start sharing it out to other pages that can help us grow. Anyway, getting to the Eagles, Friday Night Lights, man. Friday Night Lights with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts a C minus. He's almost at a D. He was almost a D. Obviously the snap wasn't his fault. Jurgens, you got to know the count. You got to know what's being called. That wasn't his fault. I almost got on him because just at glance, looking at him not jump or go down after the ball, I was like, "Yo, what are you doing? You should try." But he had no after really looking at it, he had no chance to get the ball. So I mean, that's not on him. But the interception, the first interception when he was trying to go to Devontae Smith in triple coverage, that's on you, buddy. That's on you. That's when you gotta live to see another play. That's the first drive. And we saw in that first drive, the field conditions were terrible. They were terrible. I mean, Saquon Barkley lost 5 yards on a first attempt his first running attempt because he slipped. The field was horrible. And I said that in my previous video. If y'all get a chance, go watch that previous video, like it, share it. But I said that in that previous video, the NFL, I understand the NFL like money and wants money and want to be able to promote their product, promote the Shield, and be in different areas of the world and all that. That's cool. But the problem is that a lot of these areas that we're going to, that the NFL is going to, first of all, Brazil, they're in a war, so the players couldn't even come outside and enjoy themselves. But they, they couldn't bring their families with them. They couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? So it was was it really worth the trip? Is what I'm saying. Is it really worth the trip? The field conditions again, a lot of these stadiums don't play football. You know what I mean? Like American football. So the field conditions are not in the best conditions. You know what I mean? You had guys like LeBron and them coming out talking about how the field was terrible. That field sucked. And it is that's just not an Eagles thing. That was a Packers thing too. They were slipping and sliding all over the place. That cannot happen because those slips and falls could have been worse than what they were. I mean, you could have had some serious injuries in those slip and falls if guys would have got their foot caught up underneath them. They could have Achilles heel. They could have ACLs. You never know what could have happened. So the NFL has to do their work, their due diligence to make sure that these fields. Now I also said this: it might not be worth it to them to try to put a new field in, but you got to protect your players. This is week 1 in Brazil on Friday night. What happens if they go over there and get somebody like a key player, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, one of those guys go down to a season-ending injury because you wanted to promote your Shield in a different country? I mean, as a fan, that's bad for us. You know what I mean? It could have been the Packers. I mean, we seen Jordan Love get hurt, but that wasn't because of the field. He got hurt on a tackle. But now I hear that they coming out talking about they sending Jalen Carter death threats. I mean, come on, man. It's football. It sucks to get hurt, but that's the part of the game. Why you gotta send that man death threats because your quarterback got hurt? Come on, man. That's not cool at all. But that's what happens, you know what I mean? Because people are they're so involved and invested in their teams, and they just want to be able to do. They just get mad when their team get hurt or their player get hurt. Their franchise player is hurt. They get mad at that. which is understandable, but it's not death threat. It's not death threat worthy. Like you don't send no death threats out there, and because your star player got hurt, I just turned my lights on just so y'all know. Like I had to, I gotta get my ambiance together. I should have did that before the show, but I'm getting back in the swing of things. You know what I mean? This is only week one. You know what I mean? And we're getting back in the mix of it. You know what I mean? So bear with me. But anyway, death threats to a football player for not, for playing football is totally crazy. It's totally ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, why would you send death threats to a football player because he hurt your player? I mean, wouldn't you be mad at your offensive line for not protecting better? Wouldn't that be the issue? Wouldn't that be the more logical thing to be mad at and not the defensive player? Because if that was us, if that was Jalen Hurts, y'all would be laughing. Packers fans would be laughing. So if there's any Packer fans on here, y'all would be laughing if that was y'all injuring Jalen Hurts. So I like we don't sit like that's what kills me. Even I'm about to get on you 49er fans if you in here. Like that's what kills me about y'all fans. Like if it's us, if it's Jalen Hurts getting hurt, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? That's Jalen Hurts. But when it's y'all, it's like, oh, it's all these excuses, all these death threats, all this stuff going. Like, come on, man. It's football. It happens. Be mad at your offensive line. Don't be mad at us. Like, what we do? What we supposed to do? Watch your offensive line not protect you and and we just we don't even try to tackle him. Like, no, it's football. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, they sure would. They sure would, be laughing at us and doing all that nonsense because they watching us get our franchise quarterback get hurt, and they happy because a lot of y'all fans of other teams, y'all pray for our downfall. Y'all pray for our downfall. BG, good morning, brother. What's up, man? Yeah, it's a part of football, but that's what people don't understand. Like I keep arguing with 49er fans about how if Brock Purdy if he was healthy, you know what I mean? Like we would have beat the game. Listen, don't be mad at us because we put both of your quarterbacks out. Be mad at your offensive line. And this is still what I know this is like 2 years ago. I know just like Wentz went down. Yeah. I know this is from 2 years ago, but why are you guys so upset with the fact that the Eagles put both of your quarterbacks out? I mean, I don't get it. Y'all went to the Super Bowl last year and y'all lost. Y'all did the same thing as the Eagles did. Y'all 49er fans sometimes are delusional, but I ain't gonna spend too much time on that. What's up, Jesse? Hurts is Hurts better get his head on straight. He throwing interceptions, not the offense. Yeah, no, so I said if you heard me when I started out, I said that the Jalen Hurts to me got a C minus, borderline D. He has some good throws, but he can't throw interceptions. Threw two of them in the first game. You can't throw interceptions like that. And a lot of the times, both of them interceptions, one was in triple coverage. The other one, he just wasn't he was eyeing down his receiver, so the safety saw what he was doing and saw who he was going to throw the ball to, and just jumped the route. You got to be better than that, Jalen. For us to be able to achieve the goal that we because really what Howie Roseman did, he gave you every weapon that you need to be able to win. Every weapon you need is out there on the field to win. It's up to you to put it together to make it happen. And if you're not going to make it happen, then maybe you're not the quarterback for the team. And I don't want nobody to go crazy right now in the comments talking about, oh, he's saying that Jalen Hurts ain't the quarterback for the Eagles, this, that, and the third. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to Jalen Hurts, if I could sit here and have a conversation with Jalen Hurts, man, you got to be better. You got to do more homework. You got to study more of the greats. Look at the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, even the Patrick Mahomes of the world. You got to do better than what you're doing because it's like, what excuse will you have now? What excuse are you going to have now? We gave you all of what you need. You got one of the best offensive lines in the league. You got the best wide receiver duo, tight end, and running back in the league. You got Jahan Dotson. You got a whole squad. A whole squad. And your defense is great. Quavion Mitchell. That dude is a problem. We seen Jalen Carter get busy. I seen Nolan Smith a couple times put some pressure on the quarterback. Like we got the tools that we need. It's just up to us to be able to put ourselves in a position to win. Like when Jalen Carter got that roughing, what do you got? Roughing the passer. No, it wasn't roughing the passer. Unnecessary roughing this penalty. Though that was a drive that he killed the drive because they was at like 3rd and 3 or something like that. His quarterback IQ is in serious question. He's a leader, he's a winner, but if he makes bozo decisions, it's going to hurt us. And when that man agreed, totally agreed, 100% agreed, 100% agreed. If he does not make better decisions, if he does not understand how not to try to go for the like, because at the end of the day, like that pass to Devontae Smith when there was 3 people on him did not have to be made. Did not have to be made. He could have went a different route on that play. It's 3 people, for God's sakes, on that man. Change it up. Just shared out to everyone I could, including Old City Sports Pages. Have a great show, buddy. Keep killing it. I appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you for everything, man. You started out with me last year when I first started. I appreciate your support. I really do. It means a lot, man, because like I said, you didn't have to do it and you did it anyway. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I just wanted to keep telling you I appreciate you. If you're on the page, if you're here for the first time, please like up the page, share up the page, share it out to your friends. Please keep hitting that like button. It helps the algorithm go out to other pages so that they could be a part of the show and support the show. Please, it only, I know your fingers might get tired, but I appreciate it if you did. Top Shelf always brings the real, no bias. No, it's no bias. You can't be, see, like, you know what, BG? I used to be that when I was a younger fan. I used to be really biased. I hated when anybody talked about the Eagles in a negative way, the Sixers. I hated it all when they talked about them in a negative way. But what I realized is that when you hate something when something like that bothers you so much, maybe it's the truth. And that's just what it is. It's the truth. Like when you doing something, when you're passionate about something and it doesn't go your way and you're getting called out on it, is because there's some truth behind it. So what I'm saying about Hurts, I could say it. I could say it as a fan because I see what he's doing wrong. And he should be able to say to himself, like, that is true. I am doing something wrong. Let me fix it. I mean, he goes. Yeah, I always tell you that. He goes online on his press conferences and always acknowledges that there's room to grow, there's room to fix things, there's room to do better, there's room to do. If you feel that way, then you got to start each and every week. Like you have to do that from now, from day one. Like all preseason long, they were preaching that he didn't throw an interception until the last week of training camp. But then you come out the first game and throw 2. And they both were dumb interceptions, bro. You gotta learn from that. You can't sit back and not learn from your mistakes. You gotta constantly learn from your mistakes. Because in the NFL, what happens is these teams are going to start picking up and keying on the fact that you're eyeing down receivers and that you're going to throw in triple coverage. All they gotta do is design their defense to be able to catch you in the spot that they know you're gonna be in. I mean, to go back to Patrick Mahomes, that play when he threw the touchdown to the rookie, that dude Patrick was not even looking at him. He was looking at him out of his peripheral. He saw him get past his defender, and as soon as he saw him break away, he threw it. But he was looking at the other side of the field the whole time. They had no clue he even saw him break loose. That peripheral vision that he has, that's what you need. Because you got to look off these defenders. They're looking at your eyes, and if they see you eyeing that guy down, guess what they're going to do? They're going to start breaking to that side of the field. As soon as you throw that ball in the air, boom, they gone. They gone. But not to keep killing Jalen Hurts because, like I said, that's my quarterback. I believe he's going to get it together. I believe he's going to have a bounce-back game because Atlanta on Monday night is not going to be easy neither. They added Matthew Judon. They had Jesse Bates. They added Justin Simmons. Their defense is pretty good. And I said that Green Bay that Green Bay game wasn't going to be a cakewalk. I said that. Green Bay was not going to be a cakewalk, and it wasn't. But I think if the field conditions were better for both teams, I'm not making excuses for both teams, that the outcome might have been a little bit different because that one touchdown, it was like a broken play, but Bryce Huff couldn't get his footing because he kept slipping. When Jordan Love leaked out, Bryce Huff was right there to make a tackle, but he couldn't get his footing together to be able to get to him. And so he was able to, get that play off and get the touchdown. The field conditions were horrible in that game. So NFL, you got to do better. But overall, the defense to me at times, they at times they kind of struggled a little bit because I seen a couple missed tackles. I seen a couple busted plays. I know that one Avonte Maddox play he slipped on that play too. But I like the way our defense was flying around. We just got to make sure that we continue to fly around, get the tackles, and do what we need to do to get the offenses off the field. Again, Atlanta was a quarterback away, not one quarterback, but was a quarterback away from last year from being a legitimate team. A quarterback away. They got Kirk Cousins, and some of you might say, well, Kirk Cousins, we don't know about him. He might be washed up. I can agree with that. But even if he comes in and stinks it up, they have Michael Penix Jr. We don't know what they're going to get out of him, but they have a quarterback room, is what I'm saying right now. They have a quarterback room because they have weapons. B. John Robinson, the tight end, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. They got receivers. They got tight ends. They got a running back. It's going to be a tough game for the Eagles. It's Monday night. Again, we're in prime time. The world is going to be watching. And Jalen Hurts needs to make sure he does what he needs to do to secure the victory. I have no doubt that our defense will show up. I have no doubt that our defense will be there. But like I said, Jalen Hurts needs to correct his issues starting that. Like, he needed to not throw those interceptions because that killed us. Cam Jurgens, make sure you get the snap counts right. Know when you're supposed to hike the ball, at what cadence. Get that together, because we can't have those turnovers. Like, turnovers, as we all know as football fans, kill teams. Now, we were able to come out with a victory, but that victory didn't have to. That victory could have been a little bit easier if we'd eliminated the turnovers. It could have been a little bit easier if we eliminated turnovers. But turnovers are a part of the game, and like I said, you just want to get turnovers. You don't want to give them. Like, we don't want to give turnovers. We want to take the ball away from the other team. But with that being said, like I say, AJ Brown, we had 5 catches, 109 yards and a touchdown. That 64-yard touchdown that Jalen Hurts, that was a good throw. I mean, Jalen Hurts had some good throws to, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. That one touchdown to Saquon Barkley, dropped the ball in the basket. That's why you bring Saquon Barkley here. No. I'm not trying to throw slight at Miles. What is his name? Miles Sanders, or darn, I'll be having these brain farts. The running back from last year. I can't even think of his name right now because I'm so my mind is moving 1,000 miles a minute. DeAndre Swift. No slight to neither one of those two, but I don't think they could make those type plays. I don't think they could make those type catches. You know what I mean? So this is what you bring Saquon Barkley in for. You know what I mean? Those type of catches. You stretch the field with him. Saquon Barkley was a big addition. So everybody that was in the media talking about whether Saquon Barkley was going to be a big addition, was the addition to get them over the edge, I think he is. And I think he will be. And he didn't even run the ball as much as I would have liked him to. He didn't run the ball as much as I would like him to. So next week and the weeks going forward, I hope they incorporate him in the running game a little bit more, and get his feet on the ground and let him run that ball. And here's another thing, I didn't like about the game. This is when you could tell when Nick Sirianni is calling plays. 3rd and 1. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. third and 1, tush push. 3rd and 1. That is a Nick Sirianni call, 3rd and 1. And I'm like, dude, you have Saquon run the ball. That's what kills me about that tush push. That's what kills me about it. And they got stopped. They went to it again on 4th and 1. And the only thing that saved them was the guy jumped off sides. The only thing that saved them was the guy jumping off sides. And so that's how we converted the first down. But that touch push to me got to stop. And that touch push to me is, that play is so old, man. Like, if you're going to line up for it, fake it. Line up like you're getting ready to run the touch push, toss the ball in the backfield to Saquon and let him get that first down. We did it one time before last year, and we stopped it after that. And I think we got a crazy gain off of that play when we did it like that, when we did the fake. But keep constantly doing that tush push. Nick Sirianni, you got to change up. You got to do better with that. Like, this is supposed to be Kellen Moore's offense. Please stop inserting yourself with the tush push. Please don't do it. Like, that to me is so old. It's so old. And people might be like, yo, well, it's working. It's working. Like, I mean, listen, it works. It works and it don't work. Because we saw even a couple times last year that Jalen Hurts got cheap shotted a couple times. So, like, it works and it don't work. So we got to change that up, man. I'm tired of that tush push. I don't know how y'all feel, but I'm tired of seeing that tush push. Because it's just like all Sirianni is saying in that play is that I'm lining my line up against your defensive line, and I'm just going to run the ball and shove it down your throat. And it's like, dude, no more. I'm tired of that play. But anyway, now to get that out the way, like I said, the Eagles are 1-0 to start the 2024-25 season, which we couldn't ask for a better start. We started off with a win. I'm happy for the win, but I know it's a lot. It's a lot to work on. We got a lot to work on. So I'm happy with the win. Like I said, Jalen Hurts gets a C- for me. The overall team, like I said, Quavion Mitchell, Slay, even Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, he was all over the place. Like, I'm so happy to see Nakobe Dean doing what he did Friday night. He almost had a pick six. So I'm so happy, and I'm hoping that guy can stay healthy. I'm hoping he can stay healthy. Maybe mixing him in with Devin White because he didn't play. He didn't make the trip because of an injury. Him and Isaiah Rodgers, but mixing them in and out together, that could be the spell to keep him healthy. Yeah, that pissed me off too, BG. That pissed me off too because that was a pick six, and I was like, oh, I jumped out of my seat thinking he was getting ready to go to the house. But I'm like I say, I'm happy to see him, make that leap. He looks like he's having a good time out in that field. Like, he was all over the place Friday night, all over the place. So I'm happy to see him doing that. Real quick, we get ready to get into the pick'em section of the show. I will now start to put out. Weekly reminders for you guys to fill out the pick'ems, and either you guys can text them to me. Inbox them to me, or just right under the post with your team. I am still going to go through all the teams because at the end of the day, it's easier. It's easier for me, and it's more accurate for me to know what teams you guys are picking and not make no mistakes. Yeah, he walks in if he makes that interception. He walks in. Nobody was in front of him. If he got that interception, he walks in for the touchdown. But this year we're going to do a little different because we're starting off week one, starting off fresh. So Top Shelf will not be a part of NFL Pick'em. What I am doing this year, I am getting a $100 Visa gift card, and the winner with the most wins will get a $100 Visa gift card from Top Shelf Sports Talk and a T-shirt with my logo on front of it. And all I ask you guys to do, if you guys win and you're not near me or near where I live at, if you guys take a picture with it, with the shirt on, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can be in the house, whatever. Just take a picture so I can put it up and promote. So that's what I'm doing this year. And like I said, I'm not going to participate because I don't want none of y'all to sit back and say, "Oh, you probably cheated. You switched the picks around. Like you probably cheated." I don't want to do that. Like I don't want y'all to think that I would do that to y'all. So I'm not going to participate this year. But anyway, we'll go and call them out. So like I say, Thursday night, you guys, and I still want you guys to participate. Tell me who you picking, who you got, and why. Thursday night we saw the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens. Friday night we saw Green Bay lose to our Philadelphia Eagles. Just make it out to me now. You're not going to win. You picking the colors of a team ain't going to work this year. You gotta know what you're talking about. So stop it. All right. So now, first game of the 1:00 schedule. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons, our week 2 opponent. Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Tell me who y'all got. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Everybody's yeah, I am a hater. I'm a hater. Don't worry about it. I'm a hater. Especially when it comes to you and your picks, because you be picking colors and then somehow they win. I don't understand it, but I'm a hater. But that's our week 2 opponent. I listen, BG. I know you picked ATL, right? I know you got ATL. And BG, I don't know if you heard. Just make sure you send me your picks after the show. ATL. I think that see Pittsburgh people are not feeling Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as Pittsburgh's quarterback. I think one thing about me when it came to Russell Wilson playing with playing underneath Sean Payton, I think that Primetime Kirk is next. Yeah, I think that I think Russell Wilson might have a bounce back under this new offense. Y'all can kill me. I'm cool with that. But I think Russell Wilson might have, and they're gonna mix in Justin Fields. I think that they're gonna have he's gonna have a bounce back. I don't think that I see. And I think that defense is pretty good too. So if I'm going to pick in this game, you know what? It's week 1. I'm going to limb. I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh in that game. I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh in that game. I'm going Steelers in that game. Y'all, a lot of people, BG said, Joanna said Pittsburgh. BG said Atlanta. I'm going Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh gonna get that done. And I think it's gonna be a rather close game. It's not gonna be a blowout, but I think Pittsburgh win that. Steelers defense is always formidable. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Underneath Mike Tomlin, they have not had a losing season at all. And this is, what's crazy? Not to go back to Baltimore, but right before the game, I heard a crazy stat about Baltimore, and I should have bet it because I might have made some money off of it. Baltimore has scored on every opening drive in week 1 before their opponents. That is crazy. I just thought about that. It just popped back in my head. Like, if you are a betting person, if you'd have made that bet, you probably been sitting on something today. I was like, and they came down and scored. Opening drive came down and scored. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You're going to stop coming for them, sir. Coming for who? I'm not coming for nobody. But anyway, going back to the week 1:00 schedule. Arizona at Buffalo. Now, Buffalo lost Stephon Diggs. I'm about to say Saquon Diggs. Stephon Diggs and a host of players on defense. People are still saying Josh Allen is going to be the one that still gets that team into the playoffs and possibly make a run. Stephon Diggs was a big loss to me. I don't think that it's just that easy Just sub, homies. Salute. Oh, I appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Um, what you call it? Buffalo lost a lot on defense, and they lost Stephon Diggs, and they didn't really bring anybody. I think they bring in Curtis Samuel to replace that production that Stephon Diggs, and I don't think that's enough. Josh Allen himself is not enough to be able to say that that team is going to be good or great or without Stephon Diggs. Um, and they play in Arizona and they're playing in Arizona. No, I mean in Buffalo. I am going to I am you know what? I am going to go Buffalo. I want to say I'll go Arizona cuz I want to see what Marvin Harrison Jr. do and being as though what you call is healthy this year to start the season. I want to see that. I want to see him, play. Um, I'm having a brain fart on a quarterback. I don't know. I'm just going a mile a minute. Joanna says Buffalo, but I'm gonna go Buffalo on that too. I'm gonna go Buffalo on that too. I think Buffalo's going. They're slightly better. Slightly better. Tennessee at Chicago. Tennessee Titans at Chicago, the team that just lost Derrick Henry, will be in Chicago against the new look, stacked Chicago team. Keenan Allen, the rookie Ramadou or whatever his name is, Caleb Williams, quarterback, DeAndre Swift. Um, they're they're pretty deep. They're pretty deep. I like that team. If the coaches can get them to play, if the coaches can keep them together and playing good, I got Chicago. I like Chicago. Joanna, you said Tennessee. That's another color pick. You're picking because of the colors. I'm telling you, Tennessee, Chicago is going to win that. They're the more talented team right now. So if you want to change your pick, you can go ahead and change your pick. But Tennessee can't beat Chicago with that team they got. Now that's all on paper. It's all on paper right now. But I believe Tennessee is not stacked enough to be able to beat Chicago. So I'm going Chicago on that one. Next game, New England, New England at Cincinnati. I don't know if Jamar Chase is playing, and he came out saying that he didn't initially ask for a contract extension or contract extension, but he he's holding out for because of his contract. You are picking because of colors. Don't even start. Um, but I think that if he does not play, um, I don't know. They still got T Higgins. They still got some good pieces. I'm going Cincinnati in that game too. I think that Cincinnati's Joe Burrow's going to find a way to beat New England. New England they lost Matthew Judon. They starting Jacoby Brissett. Um, their rebuilding process. I really don't see them doing or having any type of success this year. I think they're gearing up to towards the future. So I think that New England's in a rebuilding process as they've been for the last couple of years since Tom Brady left. But that's just me. That's what I think, and I think that Cincinnati will win that game. Next game, Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Now that is a good, good. That is going to be a good game, a very good game. Houston is, I mean, C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon. That team, Tank Bell. That team and their defense is pretty good too. That team is up and coming. That team is good. So is Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson is healthy. Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor. Their defense is pretty good. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think in that game, I just because of the hype that CJ Stroud has, just because of the way people are hyping that team up, I think it's a letdown. I think it's going to be a letdown for them week one. I think Anthony Richardson has a crazy game. I think the Colts are a sneaky good team. I think they beat the Texans. I got Colts over the Texans. Um, The next game is Jacksonville at Miami. Jaguars at the Dolphins. Um, as you know, OBJ is not playing. I think the first 4 games he's on the PUP list. Tua got paid. Jalen Waddle got paid. Tyreek Hill got paid. That team, that team in the regular season is a really good team. Regular season, really good team. HEN, the running back, they're a really good team in the regular season. I can't nobody can't take nothing away from them in the regular season. That's what they do. They light you on fire in the regular season, and then when it gets cold out in December and January or December, they start to fizzle out. You know what that team becomes at that point. Um, but they got enough to beat my Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a sneaky good team. Trevor Lawrence is pretty good. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll have a good year as long as he stays healthy. And they got some pieces on that team too. I think they just got Calvin Ridley, or they didn't lose Calvin Ridley. I think they lost Calvin Ridley, but they got some good receivers on that team. So I'm going Miami Dolphins on that game. Miami Dolphins got the pick on that game. Joanna goes Miami too. She's kind of copying off of my picks. But next game is Carolina at New Orleans Saints. Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Man, that is probably not going to be a good game. Uh, Bryce Young might have figured it out. He might be figuring it out. Neither one of those teams are all that good. But that game, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I just think the Saints have a better team. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I think the Saints have a better team. You say whatever because you know you're copying off my picks. Saints have the better team, so I'm gonna go to Saints on that game. Um, see again, you still picking my picks, but the Saints is the better team, and I think Alvin Kamara is playing, so I think they will pull out the victory against the Carolina Panthers. I would like to see Bryce Young, do better because again, Bryce Young was the number 1 pick. They invested a lot to get him, so I would like to see him bounce back, but I just don't see him bouncing back right now against the Saints. Um, that is all of 1 o'clock games. Let's head into the 4:05 hour, the 4 o'clock hour. Um, oh no, one more 1 o'clock game. I'm sorry. Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. You know how I mean the Giants, Danny Dimes, y'all, they paid Danny Dimes over Saquon, and when Saquon was fortunate enough to get here in Philly. Um, but I don't think Danny Dimes or that New York Giants team is good at all. I don't think they're good at all. So in that game, I'm going Minnesota with Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Madison. I think those guys will get it done. I mean, don't get it wrong, Sam Darnold. I don't think he's a scrub. I don't think he's no Hall of Famer, no Tom Brady, not like that. I think though he's auditioning for another team. I think if he has a good season, I mean, we've seen people like Joe Flacco come in last year and light the league on fire. But I think if he has a good season, he could possibly get himself a spot somewhere next year. Obviously, they drafted J.J. McCarthy, so he's the future. He's hurt right now. But against the Giants, Danny Dimes and that Giants team. They did get Brian Burns from Carolina, which is a good edge rusher. They just don't have enough. They got Malik Neighbors. I think he's going to have probably a solid year. He's a rookie wide receiver. I think he'll have a solid year, but it's just that team is they're not good. Danny Dimes will be probably benched midway through the season, and they'll probably mark my words. The Giants organization, knowing that they made a mistake in paying that man, will fake an injury to bench him. Because they're paying that man that amount of money to sit on the bench because he's not performing. I don't think it's going to look good for the GM that signed him, but I think he'll be benched midway through the year with a fake injury. Carolina is trash. Yeah, Danny Pennies. You're absolutely right. Danny Pennies. He's terrible. Um, Next game. Now this is the 4 o'clock hours. Vegas and the Chargers. We got Jim Hardball coming back to the NFL. Got a good quarterback in Justin Herbert. They did lose Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. They lost some receivers. This is pretty much a rebuilding year. They lost Austin Eckler too. Um, this is pretty much a rebuilding year for them as well. But I think that Vegas is starting Gardner Minshew though. So keep in mind, Gardner Minshew finds ways to win games. Gardner Minshew finds ways to win games. As much as you want to talk about Gardner Minshew, um, you say Danny Pesos laugh out. Yeah, he's not good at all, man. He's not good at all. But Gardner Minshew finds ways to win games. They got Devontae Adams. I think they got Aaron Jones as their running back because they lost Josh Jacobs to the Packers. I'm gonna say that Gardner Minshew finds a way to beat the Chargers. I think Gardner Minshew finds a way to beat the Chargers. So you're wrong on this one, Juwan, and you should have waited so I can finish my spiel. That way you could have picked the Las Vegas Raiders because you're copying off my picks anyway. Um, the next game, Denver at Seattle. Now, Seattle's always DK Metcalf. What's his name? Darn, the quarterback. I can't think of his name right now. Um, Darn, that's going. It'll come to me. But the Seattle, dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. Seattle's always had a good team. Always had a pretty good team. I like Seattle. Seattle can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They got Tyler Lockett. They got DK Metcalf. Their quarterback is pretty good. He had bounced back. Um, so at the end of the day, I think that, excuse my dog in the background. She want to make noise while I'm on my last part of the game or the show. Coco, shut up. So at the end of the day, I think that Coco. So at the end of the day, I think Seattle will beat Denver. Seattle will beat Denver. Um, we all right. So now we're at the 425 mark. Dallas at Cleveland. Dallas at Cleveland. I wish I had some of my Dallas fans on here to roast a little bit when it comes to this pick because Dallas did not do anything in free agency. And the guy, I got one of my friends at work, Dave. He's a Dallas fan. He believes in Dallas. He believes in Dak Prescott. He thinks that Dak Prescott is I guess I don't know what he thinks about Dak Prescott, but he's a Dallas fan and he defends Dak Prescott no matter what. Dak Prescott to me last year, I mean, especially in that playoff run, he wasn't the reason that they lost the game, but Dak Prescott is also not the reason that they can win the games. And what I'm saying by that, yeah, he's a choke artist. Dak Choke Scott, yeah, he's a choke artist. You believe in him, and that's cool. I understand that, but he doesn't. When you need him the most, he's nowhere to be found. You said Mandalorian Martin, yo, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the show. Hopefully you drop me a subscribe. Hopefully you like what you see. Drop a sub if you do. I would appreciate it. But Dak Prescott, and being as though that Jerry Jones didn't do anything to improve that team from last year, I think for me, and I'm hearing people on the radio saying that thinking that Dallas is looking to get Shador and Dion after this year, which is crazy. Like, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't think that Dallas is going to be in contention to do anything great this year because do you think the Ravens will fall this season again since they beat by the Chiefs? Yes, we talked about it earlier. They got Derrick Henry and they got him in free agency not to use him, especially in that first game. Now it's just one game, but you got to run the ball. That's what you brought him here for. But they have to have an offensive line. They have to have an offensive line to be able to do it, and their offensive line was hurt. The right side of their offensive line was hurt. So that's going to kill them every time. If you're new here, please drop a like on the live. Please share the live out to on your platform so people can join the show as well. Again, we'll be here every Sunday at 11 a.m. talking Eagles, talking sports, just talking the game. Again, we're doing the giveaway this year. Is a $100 Visa gift card for whoever wins the pick'em. So we're going through the games now. If you can, like I'm on go on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and fill out the pick'em and send them to me, and I'll have them recorded so that I know who wins every week, and I'll post it on the pages every week to let you guys know who won for that week. Eagles had more rushing yards than the Ravens. Yeah, I mean we ran the ball a little bit more. I would like to see them run a little bit more than what they did. So I like to see Saquon and even Kenny Gainwell get in and mix it up. I like to see that happen a little bit more. But I'm picking again to get back to the picks. I'm picking Cleveland, that number one defense over Dallas. I think that defense. I think the defense gets it done. Stop coming for my Ravens, sir. I'm not coming for him. I thought that picking up Derrick Henry was the icing on the cake, and it could be. I mean, it's only week one. I don't think that the Ravens are garbage by any means. I mean, as long as you got number 8 on the field, you in every game that you play. So I'm not coming for him. I just think they should have ran the ball a little bit more. Will it be true that Mahomes will be the next Tom Brady? That's he. I don't want to say it because obviously he's not an Eagle, but he has the tools to do it. I mean, you've seen what he did against the Ravens, man. The guy's is a heck of a quarterback, man. You can't deny that. He's a heck of a quarterback, man. So I can't deny that. Next game, Washington at Tampa Bay. You can see it too. I know. I mean, he's a good quarterback. Washington at Tampa Bay, though. Tampa Bay is going to be good. They got Baker Mayfield back, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. The receiver White. Running back White. They're going to be good. They're going to be good this year. But I think Washington is going to be one of those sneaky good teams. They're going to be a sneaky good team. Jaden McDaniels, Austin Eckler. They got our old tight end over there, Zach Ertz. They did lose out by trading Jahan Dotson to us, but they still have Tarek McLaurin. Hey, Mom, thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of the show. But they're going to be a sneaky good team. I think they're going to be their defense is going to be a lot better. So I think that's what keeps them in the game. Their defense is going to be what keeps them in the game. You said C.J. Anderson with the Texans could make the playoffs. Who's C.J. Anderson? I'm not. You got to tell me who's C.J. Anderson. Terry McLaurin. Yeah, scary Terry McLaurin. Like they're going to be a sneaky good team. They're going to be a sneaky good team. I'm picking Washington. I'm picking Washington against Tampa Bay. And the last game for the 4 o'clock games is the last game for tonight will be the 8 o'clock game. L.A. Rams at Detroit Lions. You say he's an edge rusher. I got to do my homework on him. I'm not sure who he is. But if he's any good, then we'll see. We'll see. You said the quarterback for the Texans. You meant CJ Stroud, not CJ Anderson. CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. We talked about him a little bit earlier. CJ Stroud is definitely going to have a good year. He's got Stephon Diggs, Tank Bell. He's got some receivers. He's got a running back. I think though he takes a little bit of a because teams now know how to play against him. So teams know how to they figuring him out. So I think that he doesn't like regress. I think he still is going to be a formidable quarterback and a good quarterback. But I think that he's going to struggle a little bit, is what I should say. They're deep enough to make a playoff run, which I don't have no problem with making them a playoff contending team. I think they're going to be in the playoffs, but I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year. Geno Smith, who was always trying to say, was the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith has proven himself to be a good quarterback, and I think he's also going to be keeping that team in playoff contention. But the last game, Detroit, LA Rams at Detroit Lions. My mom picks the Lions. Joanna picks the Lions. I'm gonna pick the Lions too. Lions are good. See, we seen what that team was able to do. They was like a couple of gambles by um, Dan Campbell away from making a Super Bowl. I mean, if some of those plays, if he would just kick field goals and got the points, that could have been the difference of him making it to a Super Bowl. But he's a rookie. He's a first time quarterback in that position, so it's understandable that he would make those mistakes. Hopefully, he learned from them. And I don't want to see them win. Get to the Super Bowl. I just think that because the Detroit Lions are now good, it makes for the league to be a better league because they were the laughing stock of the league for years. But I'm going Detroit Lions on that game as well. Monday Night Football, the New York Football Jets at San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to Jets on that one. I think for me, and I think I saw something that Brandon Ayuk is not playing. Christian McCaffrey, I think he's already banged up. Debo is healthy and he's playing. They lost a lot on defense, that 49er team. Again, I said it and I said it a couple times before. Anytime Brock Purdy plays against teams that have a good defense, he struggles. He struggles. I believe that Brock Purdy will struggle against this Jets defense. And I also believe that Aaron Rodgers would do just enough to get that Jets team a win. He's a 40-year-old quarterback. He's coming off a Achilles heel injury. I think he's done it. I think he'll do enough to beat that 49ers team. My mom goes Niners. Who you got on the Bears and Titans? The Bears. I think the Bears is going to win that. The Bears is deep. They got a good team. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen. They got receivers. I think if Caleb Williams can play at the level that he played in college, I think he's going to be sneaky good too. You said you got a question? Fire it off. Let me know. I mean, we've got 3 minutes left on the show. We went through all the pick'ems. Again, if you're new here, please drop a subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please keep liking the video. Hit that like button as many times as you can. Share the video as many times as you can. That will change the algorithm on the show. Facebook will push it out to other people. So will YouTube. And the goal is to keep growing. So if we can constantly do that and help grow, I would appreciate it. Again, the NFL Pick'ems. I will not participate in the NFL Pick'em this year. I will let you guys participate in NFL Pick'em. And if you're new, just go on my Facebook page to get the Week 1 NFL Pick'ems and pick your teams. Inbox them to me. Unfortunately, if you're just coming on today, you won't be able to get credit for the Thursday and Friday night game. But anything from Saturday to tomorrow, we will count. So you will start out with 2 losses if you didn't put it in by Thursday. Does the Titans need to improve team? Yes, the Titans do. They lost Derrick Henry. They got Will Levis. They got DeAndre Hopkins. They got some pieces, but DeAndre Hopkins is getting old. So they're going to need to build some more players around Will Levis because we saw his arm talent last year. He's pretty good. I mean, they added Tony Pollard in free agency. Don't think it's enough to do anything substantial, but they need to go out and get some more players in the draft and build that team. So yes, they do need to do stuff. They need to improve. But like I said, they're going to be a sneaky good team. They're going to be okay. As long as they got Will Levis healthy, they're going to be okay. So again, on the NFL Pick'em, real quick, just to let you guys know, there will be $100 Visa gift card given out to the winner at the end of the year. So week 17, week 18, I'll be announcing the winner. I'll be sending out the gift card along with the Top Shelf. I don't know if y'all can see it. Top Shelf T-shirt. I got it on now. I'm working on trying to get some more if you guys want to support that way and buy t-shirts, but um, we're trying to grow and expand the channel. So please, if you can, drop a like, drop a follow, drop a subscription to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. That would greatly be appreciated. I feel the Jazz can make the playoffs again. They will. I think they can make the playoffs again. If they stay healthy, if Trevor Lawrence stay healthy, they can make the playoffs again. They're a pretty good team. But that concludes my time for the show today. Then my cousin Reese, make 200, stop being cheap. Give me the other 100 then. You send me the other 100 and I will make a $200 gift card. Yeah, since you want to come over here, come on here and troll. And he's a Packer fan. That's why we beat y'all and your quarterback out for 3 weeks. No, I'm just playing about the quarterback part. But we beat y'all though. Again, man, I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me. We'll be live against 11 o'clock next Sunday to go over, Thursday game and Sunday games, and also go Pack Go. Yeah, go Pack Go. They going back home with a loss. They 0-1. Go Pack Go 0-1. But we'll be live next Sunday to talk about the Eagles' Monday night showdown against the Atlanta Falcons and to talk about the Jose. What's up, brother? Thanks for joining the show, man. And to talk about the Sunday's games and do our pick 'em. So until next Sunday, appreciate all the love and support for the day. I had a good time on the show.